In this video, I'm going to solve two problems, one involving product rule and one quotient rule. Well, product rule is using this formula where f times g prime equals f prime times g plus f g prime. So let's do this example. Let's find the derivative of x to the 10 times e to the x. So in our case, our f, it's a 10 to x to the 10, and our g, it's e to the x. Maybe I should graph it with green. So the formula says, take this function, x to the 10, and differentiated, that's my f prime, times, copy the second one, don't do anything to it, plus, now copy the first function, the yellow one, without making any changes to it, times, and differentiate the second one. So this our primes notation is not to the first. So x to the 10, it's 10x to the 9 times e to the x, and then plus x to the 10 times e to the x prime, it's e to the x. These are formulas that you want to memorize. So this is pretty much it. Maybe we would want to factor out e to the x because it seems like we have it in both terms, and this is our final answer. Now let's discuss the quotient rule. The quotient rule has this formula, or this is how we identify a problem that has quotient rule. We have a function over another function. We have a fraction there, and we want to differentiate it using this form. We differentiate the top function, and we just copy the bottom one. So f prime times g minus, this is by definition, so we copy that. Then we keep f, and we differentiate g, and then everything over g squared. So let's see an example. Let's find the derivative of x minus 1 over x plus 1. So if we just compare the two examples that we have, here it's obviously a multiplication between my functions, while here it's a division. So our f, which we colored in blue, is going to be x minus 1, and our g, it's x plus 1, the bottom one. So the formula says that we're going to have a long line. The denominator is going to be x plus 1 squared. And now let's deal with the numerator. So the numerator says take the x minus 1 prime and then times the bottom one, not prime. Just leave it like that. Minus, from the formula, f, which is x minus 1, now it's not prime because we already primed before, times x plus 1 prime. So let's do the math. Now the denominator, I'm just going to copy it because it's the same. So now x prime, it's equal to 1. We did the proof of that, it's 1. 1 prime, it's 0 because any constant prime is 0. So the first parenthesis, this one here, it's actually equal to 1. X prime, it's 1. So we end up with 1 times x plus 1 minus x minus 1 times x prime, this one, x prime, it's 1, and then 1 prime is 0, so times 1. And we can simplify it. 1 times the parentheses, it's x plus 1, and now minus in front of parentheses we change. So I should specify it's times 1, so I get minus x minus 1, because times 1 it's just x minus 1. So I want to do that intermediate step. So now x plus 1 minus x, and negative in front changes all the signs, so it's minus x plus 1. We change the sign over x plus 1 squared. So these two cancel, and we end up with 2 over x plus 1 squared. I hope this helps.